In this video, I'm going to show you how to make
a lemonade stand. You could sell this if you want, make it for your kids. For this project, you're only going to need 1 sheet of plywood. Unless you want the inner shelf, then you'll need 2 sheets of plywood. You're going to need 2 2x4s, 3 2x3s, and 2 1x2s. And those are just all 8-foot boards. And now I'm just going to cut the sheet of plywood down to size so I can make the slats in the top. Okay, so what I did, I just cut 35.5 inches off, and then from this, because that's how tall the slats need to be, so this, I'm going to cut the 5.5 inch slat, or actually 5.5 inch slats, and so 2 of these will make 16 slats. You only need 14 for the whole ice cream stand, and then you have a little piece left over for the top of the board, for the top of the ice cream stand. So I'm currently showing you how to make a lemonade stand, but I'm actually making 10 of these right now. So if you see a little extra wood around, that's the reason why I'm making 10 of them, not just 1 of them. So now I'm just going to cut the size for the top. So I just cut the depth of the tabletop, and what left me was this much, which is actually perfect for the sign that goes on top where you can like write lemonade. So now I'm just going to cut out the 5 3/8 inch planks. I'm going to start cutting the 2x4s now just for the frames. What's nice about this kind of painting, because we're going to rustify it, it doesn't matter if you miss spots. Like obviously, like, so you can just do it fast, and because we're going to sand it off anyway. Just a little side note, if you're not done with your project, but you have to stop painting, and you don't want to wash your brush, just stick it in a grocery bag, kind of seal it off, and then stick it in the fridge, and it's good to go the next day. I do it all the time. My wife hates it because there's paintbrushes in my fridge all the time. Okay, now I'm just going to screw up the side pieces of the frame of the bottom piece, just using pocket holes. So there's one side. Today I'm going to put together the frame of the lemonade stand, so then we'll put the slats on the outside of the frame. Bringing out the big guns. So you can use 2x4s right here. I just had to use 2x2s. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I gotta sand it a little bit to make it look a little rustic. So you can see like it looks a little rustic. So really you just paint it, and then you just kind of sand it a little bit. I use some rougher sandpaper, and it just makes it look rustic. So you can tell the red roughs up a little bit better than the white and the yellow. I'm going to tack the 2 front corners. I could tack them onto the base, but I think it's a little easier to do these 2 first. I use these as a reference or a guide. But when you do it, make sure the front is on top like this, not like this. So one is going to be yellow and one's going to be white, so I have to do 2 of them for each corner. 1 for each corner. One for each corner. Done. Okay, so what I did, I cut some 1/2-inch strips, and that is just going to be the guide so everything is consistent. Between each slat, it's going to be consistent. And so I put all the dimensions down below in the description. So you can just cut it out exactly those dimensions, and it'll just fit perfectly. Okay, I'm going to put the top on now. Just got to make sure the back of it is flush. And the sides and the front's going to overhang a little bit. But you want the back flush because when you put the posts up for the sign, that's what you want. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Almost done. So there's the inside, it's got the shelf. And now I'm gonna just screw the sign holders up. I just follow that board up. We got those on. So they're about 7 feet tall. Alright. So I rustified. I made it look rustic. Sign on top to work, but who cares? It's supposed to look rustic. So, okay, I got it clamped up there so I can see what it looks like. So there is the finished product. This is the yellow one. So they want, oops. This is the yellow. And then I got 8 more to do. Really, to make this, it doesn't cost that much money. It costs, if you don't put the shelf in the middle, all you need is 1 sheet of plywood, and I got the cheapest one for 15 bucks. And then you just need 2 2x4s, you need 3 2x3s, and then you need 2 1x2s. I bid it out at $60 material per lemonade stand. You can really do this whole thing for under about $35. I bid it at $60 a piece because I put the shelf in the back. So if you wanted the shelf underneath, then you need another piece of plywood, or you can just use some scrap wood that you got, so you don't have to spend as much money. But really, so I bid it to be $60 material because you always want to bid higher than what your material is actually going to cost, because mistakes happen and you want to cover your mistakes and still make money. And then I charged $120 per lemonade stand, which is actually, I think, a little cheaper than I thought, because I figured it'd take 2 hours per lemonade stand, and it took me about more than that. I don't remember how much more. The painting was what took the longest. I cut all the boards down, and then I painted them. So that was what took the longest. And then after painting them, you gotta sand them to make them look rustic. And that obviously takes some time. And I always underbid time when I have to paint. I always forget how long painting takes. But anyway, still, so I bid it $60 material, even though it really only cost me about $40 for the material, so then 120, so that's $80 profit. So it took me a few hours. I try to bill $50 an hour, but this one obviously wasn't. It's 20 or 30, depending on how, I can't. Because I was doing it in bulk, I don't really know how long it took, and I didn't really keep track of my hours that well. So yeah, when you bid your work, you need to always bid for the materials higher than what you think it's going to be. Because I try to bid it so it's twice the price of materials, because if you messed up the whole thing, then you can rebuy all the materials plus my hourly rate. But if you have a business, you want to do a higher hourly rate because you want to pay somebody else. You want to bill it as if somebody else is doing the work. So you're paying somebody else $10 to $20 an hour, but you still have to make money too. So I think $40 to $50 an hour for work is a decent rate for woodworking. So really, I got this job because I gave somebody a $5 product that I had. So I made a little reindeer, and I gave that to them, and they didn't know I woodworked until then. Any questions or comments? Go ahead and leave those down in the description. I'll try to respond to every single one that I can. Click like, click subscribe, do a little dance, get down tonight. So I'll have a link down in the description below to the dimensions of this project, all the materials you need to buy, what you need to cut it at. You can follow the instructions so you know exactly what to cut out. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day.